The trays are looking a little bit empty right now. Every time I touch these things, they fall over. But I moved the potato over, and then when I moved over, this came off. So I'm gonna let this sit in the water and let the roots grow longer, and maybe I'll get some more. So this is one of the peppers, another one of the peppers. So when I looked through the bag, there was more than a half dozen of the little peppers. The seeds that actually had gone. Once I opened up the paper towel, that actually had sprouted. So I decided to go ahead and put those in, but they're not ready to plant outside, I don't think. But I did plant some outside, so we'll see about those. So roses are basically the same. I actually got a bud here, so that's good. Like I said, this 100-year roses, after a couple years planted, they started doing well. And wow, that's growth off this dead branch. That's pretty amazing. And the blue one is barely hanging in there. The tropical one is doing okay. Stupid deer. As you can see, got a pile. My son did his service project this morning, so we didn't use all of the black cow, so I brought that home since it was all mine that I purchased, and started using that in the garden. And as you can see, there's a few more bags on there. Let's go over to the strawberries. Got a few greens in here. Nothing on the raspberry bushes. I don't know. I think after messing on them this year, I might not get many. Yeah, we'll see. Blueberries. Really hope these bunches get ripe and I can have them before the birds eat them. So speaking of the things, like since the last update, which wasn't long ago, I haven't noticed any digging around, so I guess it's working. Can't really tell. But like I said before, I'm really thinking about getting another one for the blueberries over here to keep things off of that. Anyways, let's go for the updates. Like I said, I had multiple tomatoes back in the growing area, and I took 3 of those to the school, and we planted 3 of those, and we also planted the 4 raspberries. So I had 5 tomatoes left. So I put those in. Used 3 of these low bags, and then I got these 2 over here in the taller bags that are usually for potatoes. And so the thing is, these bags are pretty sturdy, and I tried a little bit, but I don't want to really puncture it. But the length of the twirly pole doesn't get a lot of secured, strength with this amount of dirt. And it probably would be better if there was no bottom. I could try to slam it further into the ground to keep it more sturdy. But so far they're standing up. I just put them up, watered them and everything, so we'll see. And as you saw in the growing area, I do have 1 more of those cherry tomatoes, but so I still have 2 twirly poles left, and I still have 1 more tall bag, and obviously it's a few more of these bags. So I'll probably just use one of these small bags. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I got plenty of dirt, but I'm really low on peat moss and but I still have a good amount of perlite. So the mix I've been using, you see the perlite in this one, is about 2 or 3 bags of the black cow, half a bag of the peat moss, which is bigger than one of these things. It's a pretty big bag. And then they got these little bags of perlite, and put that in there. I probably could use more perlite than I'm putting in there. So we'll see if this mixture's doing all right. I threw around some dirt onto the plants, onto the trees, lemon trees. As you can see, they're flowering. Got tons of flowers. Leaves don't look great, but look at all those nice little purple flowers everywhere. So those are all possible lemons, and then look at one possible lime. The peas are still growing. For some reason, the ones in the middle didn't do anything. So I'm not sure if that was the sweet peas or the snap peas. I don't know. One of them didn't do anything. Back to when I originally transported the tomatoes out of the little pots to big pots. I put these out here. They're still living, so survived any coldness. That one obviously doesn't look as good as this one, but they're still doing good. I am horrible, if you follow my channel, at labeling stuff. I just like planting stuff and seeing how they go. So, but today this time we did a little bit. My little helper, she made little ends, and so this is a carrots. That's a cucumber batch, and the blue is watermelon and the yellow is cantaloupe. And so we'll see how it goes. Based on what somebody else said, I hesitated to put the watermelon in a grow bag because they're talking about, I think it was Millennial Gardener down on the coast. He's talking about, the roots getting really deep, but then when they grow out, he put plastic so anyways, so deep roots and then some plastic or ground cloth to prevent weed barrier, and it'll grow on that. Well, I checked, I thought I had some of that stuff, but apparently I didn't. Apparently I'm out, or I just can't find it anywhere. So maybe later I'll put some ground cloth around the outside of the bed, so I don't have to worry about cutting the grass, and then it will hopefully help with these crawly vines that like to crawl around. So the potatoes in there are going to go in these bags right here, and then finally my brother-in-law bought some onions and didn't use them, like actual onions, and so they started growing. So we planted them, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, and I guess really finally, rhubarb, still doing good. I'm thinking, so this is the second year. It's not that, I started out small, and hopefully it will get big, and then we'll see how it goes next year. I've seen a lot of people say in the area that the rhubarb just bolts, starts to go to seed because of the heat here. But as you can see, this part of the garden is under a shade, so it might, who knows, it might just be shade enough to prevent that from happening. We'll see if that goes. But so far it's the 13th. That means last frost date. You're in zone 7B, now 8B, but that's it, I think, for frost. Hopefully. Thanks for joining.